Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile is a biopic about the notorious serial killer Ted Bundy, played by Zac Efron. The film chronicles the court trials against Ted Bundy, and it also shows the point of view through one of his lovers, Liz, played by Lily Collins. Before seeing this film, I had heard of Ted Bundy and the horrible, disgusting things that he did to women in the 1970s, so I was looking forward to learning more about him in this film and learning more about what he did and all the court cases against him and all that stuff. And after finishing the film, I was a little bit conflicted because there are parts of it that I didn't think fully worked as a narrative piece of storytelling, as a film, but there are other parts that I thought they did really, really well. Let's talk about Zac Efron, because this is easily the best performance of this guy's career. If you're still on the fence about whether or not Zac Efron's a good actor, watch this film, you're going to forget about High School Musical entirely. And it feeds into the thing that this film does the best, and that's illustrate that monsters, psychopaths, killers, rapists, criminal types, they can be anybody. The scariest monsters are the ones that don't seem like monsters. And when you first meet Ted Bundy in this film, you're like, yeah, this guy's charismatic, he's charming, he seems cool, likable, I'd like to hang out with this guy. But then throughout the film, it starts peeling back those layers and you start seeing the horrible, disgusting things that Ted Bundy did, and you're just like, how? This guy does not seem like the killer type whatsoever. And later on in the courtroom stuff towards the end, you see the women in the audience are like, oh, he's so dreamy, he can't possibly have done all this stuff. I mean, he's too cute, he's too dreamy. That's the thing the film pulls off really well, and Zac Efron brings everything to the table for this one. He brings the charisma, he brings the likability when Ted Bundy wants to seem likable, but you can just tell there's something going on behind the scenes. There's clogs turning in there, and he is just so deranged and so psychopathic, and he pulls it off so well. It's such a complex performance, and towards the end there are some scenes where you're just like, Zac Efron, where have you been? Why are you doing these crap Neighbours films? Do more films like this, show people you're a really good actor. So for nothing else, watch this film for Zac Efron's performance, because it is worth it. But like I said earlier, there are parts of this film that just didn't fully work for me as a narrative piece of storytelling. Like towards the beginning, the editing and the structure are a little bit choppy. Ted Bundy and Liz meet each other at the very beginning of the film, and in what seems like no time, 8 years have gone by, and they have this big massive relationship. They're engaged, they're moving in together, they're trying to get a dog. Ted Bundy has a good bond with Liz's kid, and you just don't really feel that relationship bond because the film didn't really spend enough time establishing it or developing it. So later on, when Liz is really beating herself up over Ted Bundy and feeling guilty about it, and you know, being in denial about Ted Bundy, you're just like, get over yourself, this guy's a horrible maniac, why are you being this way? It's because you don't have that connection, because you're not invested into the relationship. It doesn't necessarily invest you in some of these people as film characters, and that's what a film really needs to do, is invest you into the people you're watching. It shouldn't just rely on the fact that they are true real life people for you to just all of a sudden care. I mean, you do care more later on in the film when there's these scenes with Lily Collins, she's breaking down and she's, you know, explaining some things to these other people about Ted Bundy. Those scenes are effective, and you understand the torment that she's gone through because of Ted Bundy, and they do bring it all home in the end. They do wrap it up quite well, so it does have a purpose in the long haul. It's just when you're watching the film, it's just not really that engaging to watch per se. But again, as a study of Ted Bundy and illustrating the whole monsters, psychopaths, criminals can be anybody kind of thing, it does some really good stuff and it hits home some good points. So that's why the film's kind of a mixed bag for me, but more towards the positive side because of those points that it hits home about Ted Bundy and about psychopaths being anybody, and Zac Efron's really, really watchable performance. You can't take your eyes off the screen when Zac Efron is on screen as Ted Bundy. I feel like the story of Ted Bundy would present itself better as a documentary, which is funny because there is a documentary about Ted Bundy on Netflix right now. So if you want the Ted Bundy story, maybe watch the documentary, but if you want to see a great lead performance, watch this for Zac Efron, like I said. So I'm going to give Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile a 3 out of 5. Thanks for watching as always, guys. Have you seen this film? What did you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down there. And if you want to see more of my stuff, click one of these in a second, and I'll see you all next time.